right, so this is officially the first episode of Cold One with Dave, a podcast I decided to start because not much else going on in my hobby life right now. So figured I would start this thing where I open a beer and drink it. However long it takes me is how long the podcast is going to be. See what kind of stuff we can talk about and go from there. My idea is to use an AI generated topic thing so we can find random things to talk about that I don't think of myself, because if we did that it wouldn't be anything that most folks are interested in, I'm sure. But anyway, that's the gist of what this thing is. First episode, see where it goes, and yeah, let's check it out. So I'm on however you pronounce this website, where you type in a topic, general topic idea, and this generates ideas for that topic. I'm just going to leave it blank. Well, no, that's not true. I'm going to type in anything and see what it comes up with for the topic. Generate. The secret life of inanimate objects, exploring the hidden world of everyday items. I'd say that's a good one. Let's get her cracking. All right. All right. Secret life of inanimate objects. Well, many schools of thought on this, I imagine. Mine is, who the hell knows? Who knows what's going on when you're not looking at stuff? Do toys come to life and worship a kid named Andy and plan on torturing a kid named Sid? Maybe. Could be a universe in which that happens. That's absolutely possible. Do I believe in it? To an extent. I mean, who's not afraid of the darkness of the basement, or the creepy doll with the glass or ceramic eyes that stare back at you with no amount of emotion? But could be real, could be a thing, could be nothing. The universe is big, very, very big. It's a really an interesting topic, I suppose. I don't have a whole lot of input on it, though, because it's kind of a weird one. Exploring the hidden world of everyday items. Also in the title of this, apparently. Hidden world of everyday items. Like what? Or what does your refrigerator do when you go to sleep? Generates cold air, that's for sure. And colder air in the freezer portion. So it's doing a couple of jobs there. But if you were to unplug it, would it have anything to say? Probably not. I'm willing to bet that it wouldn't. With that being said, I am a person who likes to draw. Don't consider myself an artist, but I mean, I can draw my way around an elephant or a tree. That being said, I do not like creating drawings that don't seem like they have a happy personality. As odd as that sounds, I wouldn't like to create a drawing that looks sad. Whenever I make faces and doodles, I make sure that they look fairly happy or at least content. Because what's the point of creating something that isn't happy with itself? There's plenty of that out there already in the world, of course. Lots of crazy stuff going on with lots of crazy people. Pause for drink. Oh, yeah. Busch Light is today's drink of choice. Just because there's a bunch of them in my refrigerator. They're cheap enough to chug, but they get the job done eventually. And like I say, this is going to be a one beer podcast. My attention span is not good. It's close to garbage, close to garbage as you can get, I suppose. Like I also say, this is going to be a small side hobby. I don't plan on these being incredibly long. I mean, a beer can last anywhere from 30 seconds to 15 minutes. Depending on the situation or the mood or the folks you're hanging out with. But we'll see where it goes, kind of, I suppose. Also, on the topic of hobbies, I do now have a 3D printer. I decided to delve into that world and see where it would take me. So far, it's tough. It's not just transferring a file and printing an item out. It's a lot of settings. It's a ton of settings. You have to adjust this build plate every time you print. And no matter how many times I adjust all the corners on this thing, it's never perfect. This is an older model. I got it for a decent price online just because it is used. But It appears to be gently used. In the picture, it showed it built and the dude running it. And when I received it, it was all in pieces. I assumed it would show up and I would plug it in and print out stuff because I imagine that's what a lot of folks think when they order a 3D printer. That is not true with this thing, but the dude packed it up extremely well. He did a fantastic job. It was missing one screw collar. That's all it was missing. Everything else was there. And I've been printing, not even realizing that I did not put this screw in with this collar on the other wheel. So I've been printing with one less wheel on this thing, and they've been doing decent prints. Not perfect, but who's perfect anyway? But I do have to say that it's a Ender 3 V2, and with my handicap of not knowing what the hell I'm doing, combined with missing that part and still being able to print, it's pretty impressive. It gets the job done. But my plan is to actually print out a collar for that screw, so everything is set up properly. I mean, we'll see where that goes. I've done a few things: a little Easter Island head, a Yoda, of course, Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, a couple of them. The smaller you go, the more difficult it is. I do not have it set properly to print fine details, but it does what it's supposed to. Anyway, there's the ADHD for you. Back to the topic of the secret life of inanimate objects and exploring the hidden world of everyday items. I don't know. It's hard to say. Do things have a personality? I don't know. I don't like putting tools back in an odd position in a tool drawer. I don't like putting utensils in an odd position in the utensil drawer. It just seems alien. Maybe that's my mind thinking that everything should be perfect and uniform in there, and maybe not. It could be that I'm nuts, or it could be that that universe, the universe of inanimate objects that do have personalities, is guiding me to do this because that's how they want to feel. However that sounds. I do promise this is my first beer of the day, so none of this is being generated by alcohol. But we'll see where it goes. Again, Busch Light is the drink of the day. That's usually what I have around, so that's usually what I drink. Kona Big Wave is fantastic. I think it's called a Golden Ale, maybe, something like that. Comes in a fancy pants bottle with like a surfer dude on it, and that's pretty cool. Other than that, any beer, really. I used to really dislike IPAs. I've come around to them. My palate is very childish. I can't appreciate undernotes and low-lying flavors that other folks can. When they say that a whiskey has a caramel flavor or an oakiness to it, I just taste whiskey. That's what it tastes like to me, so I don't know. That's coming from a dude who drinks Busch Light and can just appreciate it for what it is. It works fine for me. Other beverages of choice, soda pop. Coca-Cola is fantastic. Dr. Pepper is my favorite. No matter what kind of Dr. Pepper style soda pop you have, they all taste very much the same. If you get the generic one from Walmart, it tastes a whole lot like standard Dr. Pepper. Mr. Pibb, the same way. Pibb Extra, I guess, is what it goes by now, with a little bit of an identity crisis, or they just wanted to change the name up to stir the pot. Anyway, there is a second topic that was generated in this random topic generator. A dystopian future where emotions are considered a virus and must be suppressed. Yeah, Nazi Germany. That's what that sounds like to me. You can't have emotions. If you show emotions, you're SOL, you're in trouble. Also sounds like another particular country over there just north of South Korea. Those folks seem to believe that the only person that can be happy in that nation is the little dude who runs it, and I guess it's working great for him, so maybe it'll work for some folks, but a lot of places already live in this dystopian type future. We're very lucky here in the United States of America. I don't say that as a person who touts a flag and goes to marches and parades and all of that stuff. I just say it as a person who currently resides here and can appreciate it for what it is. We do have a lot of rights. We do have a lot of freedoms. The caste system does exist here, but not to the extent it does in the Middle East, which is fantastic for us. But For them, it sucks. Over there, I guess that's why a lot of them tend to leave. Could be also the fact that it's a million billion fucking degrees every day and your sandals melt to the concrete outside, but who really knows? I don't know. A future like that would be terrible. And robots are a thing. I don't think robots have emotions. I guess that circles back to the first topic, but I don't think they have emotions. I don't think they'd ever be programmed to have emotions because that would make them much more terrifying, I believe. Because I wouldn't want my vehicle to ever pull over on the side of the road and tell me that it's upset and it needs to take a minute to think about things. I don't want that in my car. But a future where robots take over, I shouldn't say robots because it makes you think of Terminator, which is a fantastic film franchise, but it kind of does make you think about AI in general. AI everywhere, all around us. Phones, computers, cars. It's all around us. It just is. You have to either accept that or live on a mountain somewhere and eat bear meat and honeycomb, which I guess wouldn't be terrible, but it's just there. Our phones are listening to us all the time. They're constantly recommending stuff to us, and that seems fantastic. Seems good because it always kind of knows what you're thinking, what you got going on, but who knows what that information is being stored for? Who knows where it's going to go? Circling back to the first one here, I do believe that beings in general have emotion. Animals, of course, have emotion. They have excitement and sadness, apparently. Unless you're a mother duck that can't counter little ducklings and one of them gets away or whatever and she just continues on. I've seen that plenty of times in the wild, but it's a strange thing. We think that we are the most important beings in the universe, and that's true to us, but what's true to a duck? I mean, according to ducks, water's good, bread's good. Usually temperature doesn't matter because they really don't seem to give a shit. Hot or cold, they just kind of hang around. So, according to ducks, they're the most important. So, it all depends on your frame of mind, where you're at with it, and what your beliefs are. I don't think ducks have beliefs. I think ducks believe that once they're dead, something's going to eat them. It's going to happen while they're alive or after they're dead. At some point, something's going to eat you, duck. That's just how it is. And I feel like they accept that. You can tell it on their little stupid faces. They got that dumb grin on their beak, and they don't seem to care about a whole lot. But I guess technically they're not an inanimate object. So things that are inanimate objects could be something like this microphone. Does this microphone have feelings? I don't think so. Seems to just be springs and metal and rubber, potentially vinyl on this cord here. And this little mesh screen in front that I'm not entirely sure what this screen does. Maybe it protects this from my spit or from my puffs of air when I speak. I don't know. I don't know how any of this works, to be honest with you. I got this microphone on the El Cheapo and signed up on this goofy site for a podcast, and that's where all this is coming from. Anyway, this has just been random ramblings. Hang on. Time for another drink. Random ramblings with Dave. Just have a cold one with me, hang out, talk about stuff for a bit, see what's up. That can is empty, so I will retire it to the recycling bin. I'm not a major advocate of recycling, but if it's an option, it takes no more effort. Just do it. Even if it's all going to the same place, it'd make you feel better at least. And there's nothing with trying to make yourself feel a little bit better in general. The world can use that. Folks just need to stay positive, have a decent attitude, and take it from there. So with that, it's time to say goodbye. I've been a gracious guy. So say la vie to you from me, Dave the Cold One Guy. Take it easy.